Hey guys, it's Rahim. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button because I talk about personal development, property investment, and how to gain financial freedom. Having only one source of income is dangerous to your life. Let me explain why. Here's the thing. If you rely on one source of income, you are slowly going to become a slave to whatever you're doing. And you're very vulnerable by relying on one source of income. So let me explain. Suppose you've got one source of income, and that source of income would be your job, right? So you've got the risk of losing that job. Solely relying in your salary in one job puts you in a vulnerable place where your manager could sack you within a blink of an eye, and the company can decide to make you redundant or perhaps downgrade your salary because perhaps they're not making enough money, or perhaps they've got a board of directors saying their shareholders needs more dividend payment. What they do, the first thing that company do basically is to cut down their staff, by using AIs and technologies in order to streamline the whole process. Again, if one source of income, if that's your source of income, you are in a, unfortunately, terrible situation. You want to make changes to that. The second thing why it's very bad to have one source of income is economic fluctuation. We all know a single income is more susceptible to economic downturn, leading to financial instability. The people that really struggle during economic instability or fluctuation, I may say, are the people that have only in one source of income. We've seen how nurses, doctors, lawyers, and government workers struggle with the government, negotiating, going on strike, having all these problems left, right, and center. The only reason why that is happening because most of 99% of the people that are working for this organization only rely on, guess what? One source of income. Without that income, inflation is going off the roof. Guess what? They struggle to keep up. Another reason why it is dangerous to rely on one source of income is limited earning potential. Relying on one source of income can cap your earnings potential and hinder wealth accumulation because literally you are an employee. Literally, you only make money when you work, and you are on £30,000. You're on £40,000. It doesn't go up. You are literally in that bracket, right? It doesn't go up, and guess what? It doesn't go up, but inflation goes up. Whilst your salary stagnates, inflation goes up. The value of that 40, 30, or whatever amount that may be for you goes down in value because you may not be able to buy the same thing you bought last year, a couple of months ago, the same price today. So hence the reason why you don't want to be in one source of income. This is another one, and you will love this. This one is literally, it's a no-brainer. Not having a financial cushion. With only one income, unexpected expenses comes along the way can cause a significant financial strain because you've only got one source of income. You've budgeted it, you've got your car to pay for, you've got insurance to pay for, you've got your mortgage to pay for, you got your family to look after. Any sudden expenses comes in, you're literally in waters. You then struggle and it becomes so many problems. You don't want to go through that, do you? I hope not. And also, one source of income also reduces flexibility. What do I mean by flexibility? One income can limit your ability to take risk and change your career or pursue a personal interest because you'll be thinking, whoa, if I leave this job now, or if I do this, I'm not going to make that money anymore, and I've got this XYZ to pay for. So really struggling, right? It puts you in that situation, and it doesn't get you to think on how to grow, how to advance yourself, because you're not flexible. You have to be in a certain place at a certain time. Not just at a certain place, at a certain time, you have to behave a certain way as well. So literally it controls everything. So you're like a brick or something like that. You can only turn when they ask you to turn that way, or you can talk this way when they ask you to talk that way. So that is the inflexibility it brings in by relying on one source of income, which is very dangerous, not just to your life, but to your health. Next, lack of diversification. Because you've used to your nice, secure income without worrying about what's going to happen, without the income diversification, there's a higher risk also of financial difficulties, because if you only have one source of income, you are compromised basically. You can be someone else's bitch only because you've got that source of income, because you've got no leverage, you've got no advantage, you've got nothing that will make you be you, do you, and behave you, because that's the only source of income. Here's the thing, I've explained to you all the negativity about having one source of income, which is dangerous to you. The next part of this video now is to explain to you how you could overcome those challenges. The first thing you want to do, you may have heard this in lots of videos, or lots of people been talking about it, especially me. I've been banging on this all the time. Something that you may have heard. If you haven't heard it yet, subscribe to my channel. You'll learn a lot about what I talk in finances, because obviously I talk about personal development and how to gain financial freedom. So the number one thing you want to do if you want to not to worry about having one source of income, the first number one thing you want to be thinking about is living below your means. You may be asking, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by living below your means? Is literally looking at what you're earning and you leave 80% on your earnings instead of 100% of it. So if you're earning £1,000, for example, you live on £800, okay? If you're earning £2,000, you live on 1,000, you do the math, £600. So basically you don't want to go over 20% of your earnings. So you live below that means, and do not keep up with the Joneses. Don't try to fit in. Don't try to buy expensive stuff only for them to say, whoa, he's beautiful, she is beautiful. Look at her dress, she looks, no. Don't do that. That's what lots of people do. By the way, you'll be surprised at this. 95% of the population does exactly that. They live way over their means. And quite frankly, it's because they want to be looking nice for someone that don't even care about them. So if you're one of those people, perhaps it's time for you to look your inner self and make your family and yourself your duty and responsibility, and get them to become financially independent through making passive recurring income. The next thing you want to do basically is to save that 20%. If saving 20% of your salary, suppose you earn £2,000, if you're saving 20% of that, you're talking about £400 every single month. If you're earning much more than that, you do the maths. It'll be lots and lots of money. What is saving £400 every single month? In a savings, you're not saving it to get interest over it because your interest is almost zero, but you're saving knowing that you're looking to do the next thing, the next two things, which is what you want to do. You save a little bit, you get a bit of money, you go and look for someone who's doing exactly what you want to do. I'm not talking about going back to uni, going back to getting PhDs, going back to get chartered accountancies. No, I'm talking about practical knowledge, something that will elevate you to financial independence, okay? Not something that can get that rope tightened into you to go and work for someone. Look for someone that is doing exactly what you want to do, an entrepreneur, a businessman, or an influencer if you want to be an influencer, by the way, whatever that may be for you. Look for the person that you think are doing really well in what they're doing and you admire. You don't want to look for someone that is way ahead of you. You know why? Here's the thing. If you look for someone who's way ahead of you, you will struggle to get in contact with them because they're just way away from you. But what you want to do, you want to look for someone in the mid-range, someone who's ahead of you, but it's not way ahead of you. This sort of people can be communicated with, contacted, and they are more likely able to help you as well. Once you've got to their level, then obviously you look for someone who's ahead of you at that level as well. That's how you grow, sustain that growth without going back to traditional education. So once you've done that, you do the best part. This is my best part. I love this part, and you would absolutely smash this part as well. You would love it. If you take action, make that decision, believe me, it would really help you in your financial independence journey. The next thing you want to do is to invest in appreciating assets that generate you passive income. How do you do this? Basically, you've educated yourself, you may have learned about the index funds, etc. So what you now want to do basically is to look into start taking action. So for example, for me, what works really well for me is properties. So what I did, I educated myself, I mastered all the strategy I want to master. I took one strategy at a time. So what I did rent to rent, get that property, done it up nicely, rent it, start making recurring income, move on to the next one, start making recurring income, and then start buying my own asset. Those assets then appreciating value, I remortgage, then pull the money out and go again and buy more houses. So look for anything that works for you. It doesn't matter whether it's properties, index fund. All I'm saying is do not gamble your money away. Don't go on trading Forex, for example, if you don't know what the hell you're doing. Don't go trading cryptos if you don't know what you're doing. Don't go trading stock and share if you don't know what you're doing. Do not trade it anyway. So if you want to be wealthy, sustain that wealth, have long-term mindset. Don't have short-term mindset, especially if you haven't got lots of money to spare. You don't want to go gambling on stock and shares or things like that. If you want to buy stock and shares, buy it and hold it. Don't buy it to sell. Right? Buy it to hold for long term. I'm not talking about a year or 2 years. I'm talking about 5, 10, 15 years if you wanted to. But the best way to reduce your risk, you want to look at index funds. Index funds are absolutely amazing vehicle that gives about maybe 5 to 10% every year as capital appreciation that goes up in value. And then you'll be able to put some of that money out and then reinvest back into the index fund, or maybe different indices if you wanted to as well. If you don't want to take that risk, I think the safest option basically is to buy properties. You hardly go wrong in property, even if you don't know about property. Literally, you could buy a house, even if it's over market, right? Purchase over market, you can still rent it and make a bit of money from it, right? You can make your 150 or maybe 200 pounds if you don't know what you're doing. It's better than literally gambling your money on stock and shares, which sometimes you lose a lot more money and you end up getting emotions and then end up going back to working for people. You don't want to do that. Perhaps you want to look at passive recurring income, passive steady recurring income that will get you to financial independence instead of gambling your money away. So if you want to take your financial situation into your own hand, if you really want to move from relying on one source of income, which is really dangerous, educating yourself, getting to invest in an asset that appreciates in value and provide you recurring income. I hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, smash the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. I look forward to sharing the next video. Thank you.